first question from Bedford from a sister is,
Ahmad, I muted you again. Bedford sister.
she wants to know, Shaykhi, what is Aina?
Bay'ul Ina. We've discussed the Bay'ul Ina as we're going to discuss it again in the transaction. But Bay'ul Ina basically is one of the types of riba. And it is in the following form. Is that a person who is after money, cash, but he can't get it. Nobody's lending him. So you resort to this way in order to get the cash. So what he does, he goes to somebody and he says to him, how much you sell this laptop? In front of him, how much you sell the laptop? He got a laptop. He said, laptop shop. How much you sell the laptop? He says, £500 cash. Of course, he hasn't got money. He wants money. He doesn't want a laptop. Okay. And I can't pay you cash. What about even installment after 1 year? He says to him, okay, in 1 year, paid £700. All right. So he takes the laptop and he registered on him what? £700. He hasn't paid any money yet. This guy, he would say to him, okay, how much is this laptop you want to buy it from me? The person who is the buyer became now a salesman to the same salesman he gave him the laptop in the first place. The laptop's still there. Okay, it's mine now. I'll pay you, inshallah, the first installment in about a month. But do you want to buy it from me? And the salesman, he knows he wants money anyway. So he says to me, how much? How much? What do you want to give? Okay, I'll buy it from you, £300. So now this person who supposedly had bought it, he sold it back to the first owner with £300. By the £300 is even less than the wholesale that salesman, the first salesman, can get it from the company. Maybe in wholesale is about 450, he's making £50. So he says, okay, £300. So it ends up, this first salesman's paying £300 to the first buyer, the one who wants to buy the laptop. The laptop's still there. He pays him £300 and he's already registered on him as what? £700. SubhanAllah. That's called Bay'ul Ina. So what about if he took this laptop and sold it to somebody else? Is this called Bay'ul Ina? Scholars differed. Some of them called it Tawarruq. Tawarruq means making money. You're taking the laptop from him. So you give it to that person. Another person is £300. You give it to the pocket, and that guy, you first installment in a month, you sort yourself out. Either you're going to be most likely in the prison because you can't pay it. Okay, you could be thrown in the prison. That's most of the people. So is this called tawarruq? I mean, tawarruq means cash in money. Cash in money. Some scholars said yes. Some scholars said no. Still Bay'ul Ina. If that salesman knew what is happening, that's called Bay'ul Ina. Why? Because still this person wants to have money regardless of the outcome, whether it's haram or halal. He just wants to have money. And this way of transaction kills the economy, makes factory to close down because people are in need of money, the lack of trust between them. So if these things happening, so I'm this laptop, which is brand new, still in the box, I'm going to give it to another person. And the other person, he knows is an opportunity because this money is in need of money. He will start buying the laptop in even a cheaper price than he gets it from the factory of the laptop. So after a while, the factory will close down because nobody's going to buy from the factory. The people start, the small shops and the small shops will start buying from where? From the people who are in need of money. And they're going to come this loop at the end of the day, just like the riba, that somebody we're going to be locked up in the prison. This is the riba. Riba is like pieces of matches go on top of each other. You know, the piece of matches goes on top of each other. Is one match taken out, the whole thing collapses. And that's the recession that is taking place in some of the riba countries. The one who based upon inflation and riba. That's how it is. The bank gets money from the government. The money, government prints it, gives it to the bank. The central bank. The central bank is the main bank. He takes it, so for example, this central bank, okay, with the money, he gives it to the small banks, with an interest rate of 0.1. So 100, return it for me 101. 1 million, 1 million and 1,000. 1%. Sorry, 0.1%. 0.1%. The other companies, the other banks, they start lending it to the customers of theirs with 3-4%. The other ones who take from the bank 4%, they lend it to other people with 7%. So making money out of money, that's the riba. So let's say that A is the central bank, lent it to B, the other smaller bank, B lent it to a small project manager, C, D. Now when the last one is E, he's to pay a hefty, very big, riba, all of it. If he couldn't pay Mr. E, so A, B, C, D will collapse. Because when E cannot pay, D will not be able to pay. To Mr. C, C will not be able to pay. To Mr. B, B will not be able to pay. To Mr. A will collapse. That's the whole thing about recession. How do they say themselves? Power. I've got power resources. I could print money whenever I like. This is called the universal bank, or they call it the Bank Dawli. Dawli. All of that is control. You are controlled to this Bank Dawli. All countries are controlled to this Bank Dawli. Monopoly. And the Bank Dawli is, of course, under the power of the Jews. طيب. That's the Bay' al-Ina. Let's just go to Sister Muslima 11. Fadali. Please unmute yourself.
They can't unmute themselves at the moment, Shaykhi.
Wallahi, they can.
I can.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know what this Ahmed's talking about. Go on, Faisal.
No, you said the Sister Muslima is up, Sheikh. I was just saying I can unmute.
No. Ahmed, he said they can't unmute himself. I said, by Allah, they can. But that's the proof that you could unmute yourself.
Yes.
Fadal, Faisal.
Oh, Sheikh, regarding sujood sahw, we have a question here. Asif is next to me. He sends his salam. Asif Ali. If somebody says the adhkar in the wrong place, for example, he says the adhkar of sujood and ruku, is sujood as-sahw required if we realize after?
After the salah, no, there's no sujood sahw. But if you realize in the salah, yes, there is.
No. So we say it. So I say Subhana Rabbiyal A'la in ruku, and after I have risen, already stood up, I realize, oops, that was in the wrong place.
There is sujood sahw. It's not compulsory, but there is sujood sahw.
And Sheikh, maybe ask another question on the same topic. You said in the sujood as-sahw we can say Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, but between the sujood we cannot say Rabbik firli. Why is that?
Because there is no proof for that. Because there is no proof for that. Between the two sajda is different from the sujood. Between the two sajda we don't. So we said that there is no proof, there's no sayings of what to say in the sujood of the sahw. But we said you cannot say Subhana man la yashu, glorified be to Allah who does not forget. We can't create these things. But we leave it like this, you're allowed. And why is it in between? Because in between you're required to be as equal as the sujood, which is not. When we have in the normal prayer, we said that the sujood is equal to the second sajda, equal to the one in between. In the sujood as-sahw, it's not the case. Sujood as-sahw, it does not the case to have the same length of time between the sujood. That's why we don't say Rabbi Ghfirli, Rabbi Ghfirli. Otherwise it will be coming now. I could prolong it and make sujood sahw, mashallah, another prayer. Do you understand?
Yes, Sheikh. Barakallahu fiqh, Sheikh.
Sheikh, barakallahu fiqh. Yalla ya Ahmed, panel.
Yes, Shaykhi. Sister wants to know that if she misses the prayer of Maghrib and Isha and Fajr, does she have to make it up in order if she missed all of those?
If you missed it, Maghrib and Isha due to reason.
Sorry, due to sleep.
Huh?
She overslept, sorry. I forgot that part.
Well, that's a very important part. If she had slept or she forgot, she didn't remember through the prayers, then when she comes to pray them, there's a difference among the scholars. The correct opinion, you pray them in the order they were. This is, as I said, controversial. You might go and shop around in the Fatawa and goes to Google. He might give you Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah. He said that you do the first prayer that you are in, and then you do the one we missed. we have the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. من نام عن صلاة أو نسيها فليصليها إذا ذكرها لا كفارة له. He who sleeps through the time or forgets, then let him, the kafara, the only way to expiate that is to let him pray it once he remembers it. So once you remember it, so you are in the now, you Dhuhr and Asr you missed, and you woke up in Maghrib. You woke up in Maghrib. Once you remember Dhuhr and Asr, you start to pray them. If you prayed Maghrib before Dhuhr and Asr, you did not apply the hadith. That's number one. Number two, that we know that this should be the order. Can't pray Maghrib and then Dhuhr and Asr. Nah, that's the correct opinion. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Okay, Zahid Abu Bilal, quickly, you've got 3 minutes.
Sheikh, should you consult your neighbor if you are selling your house?
I don't know if you came at the beginning of the class or just the end of the class.
No, I came about 15 minutes late. Sheikh. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why you didn't understand the. So we said that if your neighbor, you've got between you and him a fence, so you separate it, and you've got more than one road, I don't have to. If you consulted him, this is out of courtesy, love, but it's not. It's not the shufa is not there. Islamically, you know, if you sold it to someone, he's not entitled to go and take that house from that person you sold it to. Okay, because there is a fence and there is more than one road to it. Okay, Masood, USA.
Sheikh, if you buy any product from the store and if you pay warranty money, by the time you didn't know that the warranty is haram to pay, what's the ruling of using that warranty now, but you realize it is haram?
So basically, you bought something and you paid money, extra money, to make a more warranty guarantee on the thing. You didn't know it was haram, and now at the moment that can I use that warranty? Okay, yes, you can, to take the money that is you paid. For example, that warranty will pay me for an engine, a motor, for that thing, which is almost equivalent to the money extra that I paid. Yes, but more than that is not allowed.
So
I know it's difficult to implement. It's difficult, isn't it?
So if you bought a couch, that's like about 1,000, and if you pay $50 just warranty, so it's not, you cannot use that.
No, if it's if it's gonna be, of course, it's gonna be haram. Even though that they are thieves, they took your money. But now you can't just make them to pay the consequences. Okay, I paid you $50, I'm gonna get $1,000 from you. Islamically, it's not allowed. But if we can take our $50, halal. The only way to make the warranty halal is if there is a service. For example, you bought a fridge, and there's a company offers to you, for example, that we will give a warranty for 5 years. If you pay us, this is $500 fridge, you gave us 100. We'll give you 3 years warranty. Now, if they said we will come and investigate in this fridge once every 6 months or once every year, so 3 times in a year, to come and check onto your fridge, it's halal. But if they said no, it's only when there's a fault, when there's a fault, then you know we will come and replace it. Otherwise, you lose your 100. That's gambling.
Got it, Sheikh. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, can I just ask now, because we're finished now, the brothers who are from the USA, Masood, can you just tell us everything calm down regarding this racism issue?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's much better than before.
And what about you, Faisal?
Sheikh, I think another incident happened last night. I'm not sure if Masood saw that in the city of Atlanta, where another black guy got killed by the cops. So this is going to start up again, God forbid.
There was somebody sent me just today something that there's a big massive sign on a truck going around the cities, which is that to show that the Prophet Muhammad said, "La farqa bayna aswadin wala." There's no difference between the black and the white, or the Arab and the non-Arab. There's nobody superior to the other except by piety and conduct. Is that true?
It could be. I haven't seen it, Sheikh. So if you saw it, it's probably true.
طيب سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. We'll meet each other inshallah at about 10 minutes past 8 بإذن الله. السلام عليكم.